Love and peace. Live from the conscious room. Today I got some more food for thought for you. And I want to deal with the name Willie Lynch. For those who don't know, it's a letter out there entitled the Willie Lynch letter. I advise you to go and read it. Just for the sake of having more understanding of where I'm coming from. Because I'm not going to give you the whole thing. I'm not going to do all the work. You got to do some research too. Like I said, still sharpens stills. But this guy, Willie Lynch, some of them say he's a mythical character and so forth and so on. But that's even out the picture. My thing is dealing with the principles within his letter that he wrote to his fellow oppressors and brothers. And I wanted to point out something within that letter that I think is deep and it's still being perpetuated. Because it says in that letter, he taught us to have envy, hate, distrust, and every other thing that would keep a people from uniting. And the biggest thing of all was to destroy the family unit. And that's particularly what I want to touch on right now. And once you read the letter, you'll have a better understanding of where I'm coming from. So during the times of slavery, this is true, whether that letter is mythical or not, is that the black woman raised the black female to be strong independently and raised the black male to be strong physically but weak mentally for the sake of survival. You probably like, oh, that's deep. No, it ain't deep. You gotta do the research, and if you know a little bit about history, the whole agenda of our enemies was to destroy the family unit and put us down and degrade us to the level of an animal to try to justify the inhumane treatment we was receiving. Like you see that in the Constitution, we was 3/5 of a person. So they justify the madness with that. But I want to go back to that black woman, that black mother of all mothers. She did this for our very own survival. And it sounds crazy, but it's not. Because we was just breeders. The males were breeders. They would send males to different plantations just to breed like cattle to produce more babies so they could have more workers for the labor. And I point that out because we unconsciously still perpetuating that cycle. Look at the ghetto. Look at the hood. Look at where we from. Most black men, we breeders. Because even if the streets don't kill us because it's designed, this whole thing, or we don't go to jail, it ain't too many black men in the families. It's more single black women raised in households by themselves. The same thing that the black woman had to go through during slavery. And if it wasn't for the black woman, we'd probably be extinct. They held it down like they were supposed to because they knew it was on the line. The mother of civilization. But I'm pointing out that that cycle is still being perpetuated. And you can see it within the black woman, how strong he is. Like, I come home from 23 years, the black woman winning. The black women doing their thing. The black women independent. You know, they holding down the family. And when I was in prison, most everybody come home, we calling a black woman for support, love. And that's why it's deep. And I'm not saying, like I said, we is perpetuating this cycle because this stuff has been embedded in us. A lot of people think it's crazy when they say, oh, y'all still talking about slavery. No, slavery is relevant because they set a cycle in a play that will constantly perpetuate itself until we break that cycle. And that's real rap, whether you want to see it or not. We suffer from the psychological effects of slavery. They knew what they was doing. They set something in motion. And the only way we can stop that motion, we got to break that cycle. But in the midst of all that, you can see the connection from the Willie Lynch letter to the day. That's just one little aspect. And I will go in more, but I'm trying to get those who listen to me to do a little research, a little file. I don't want to give you all of it. I want you to do some work too. It's an Ethiopian proverb that says that he who teaches learn, and he who learns teaches. That's my whole motto. Each one teach one, still sharpen still. So I'm going to end it on that. I might come back to this in the future, but I want y'all to go and get that Willie Lynch letter. It's only like 29 pages or something. And just break it down. And you can see the principles that lay within that letter. How you use divide and conquer measures to keep us divided, creating disloyalty and trust among us. The light skin against the dark skin, the young against the old. It goes back to that divide and conquer. A people cannot rule if they don't keep the people caught up and confused in all different directions, trying to be a part of this and part of that. There's no unity. And until we realize and block out all these distractions, we could get to the root cause of our problem. So with that, I'm going to leave y'all with love and peace.